Toyota is one of those car brands that everyone seems to know and love, and for good reason, because they are very reliable. But this car is not just reliable, but it's also great looking and it's got many features. But today we're here to discuss whether or not those features and Toyota's reliability are worth the $41,000 price tag. My name is Trent and you're watching God Next. Now starting with the front of this car, you'll notice it does have that very specific Toyota design language, which means you get this aggressive looking grille as well as these beautiful LED headlights. This car also does come with cameras in the front and all around the car as well, which helps you when you're getting close to objects or just maneuvering your car around tight spaces. As well as that, this car is finished in this beautiful white clear coat paint, which does have a pearlescent effect, which makes it look 10 times better in my personal opinion. But other than that, there's not much else to talk about in the front end. Most of the stuff comes from the interior and the other parts of the exterior. So let's go take a look at that. Now on the side of the car, the side profile view of this car looks great. It's big, bold, and aggressive, which is exactly what you want in a full-size SUV like this. This car also comes with these beautiful 20-inch alloy wheels, which to me are the best wheel option for this car and model. Now the rear view of this car is my favorite view overall. It looks the most aggressive. These taillights give it that really aggressive looking appearance, but this car also does come with the trailer tow hitch installed with it, and you get this rear spoiler-esque look on top of the rear windshield, which looks great. The downsides of this car is that it does only have 16 cubic feet of storage with that third row up, but if you do knock down the third row seating, you do open it up to just above 48 cubic feet of storage. Compared to other three-row SUVs, it is kind of small, but it is still serviceable. Now here in the engine compartment, the engine of this car does sit pretty low. This car does come stock with a 3.5 liter V6 pushing around 295 horsepower, which to be honest is a good amount for a full-size SUV like this, and you're not going to want a ton of horsepower in a car like this. This is going to be your daily family commuter. You don't need 400 horsepower. So overall, I mean, it's a great size engine for this car. You get the Toyota reliability. Not much to complain about the engine inside this car. Now that we're inside of the car, there's plenty of things to talk about, and I'm going to start off with a lot of the good things, which there are plenty. The steering wheel has a great look and feel. The buttons on here are really responsive. They allow you to change between songs, change your volume. You can change through the different panels on the gauge clusters, which is all great and everything you'd want for a car like this. The infotainment screen, also, it's massive. It looks good. And the buttons on here that allow you to change your climate controls, they feel great as well. You got heated and cooling front seats, which is perfect. That's exactly what you'd want, especially here in this Vegas heat. And another thing I do love about this car is that you do have both the USB-C or USB type ports on this car, which is great for those of you who have the older style chargers. One of the cool features I did notice about this car while I was just sitting here is that you do have the storage spot for your phone, and inside it there's actually a little compartment for you to slide your charger through. Toyota did a great job thinking about the people who are going to be buying this car and making it more accessible for them to charge their phone and stuff. Moving on to some more of the better features about this car, you do get this massive moonroof that extends all the way to the back seat, which personally I would love to have that in a family SUV. It's 2024, it's the minimum that you should be putting in cars like this. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the bad things about this car. Personally to me, I don't care for the quality of Toyota's interior overall. Very cheap and plasticky compared to other car brands such as like Hyundai, for example. They have better interiors in my personal opinion. Like right here, if I push on this, it's moving way too much more than it should. Everything looks plastic in here. This part of the steering wheel, I mean, I did say the steering wheel looks great, but this part I personally don't like. It feels too bulky and it feels like plastic. And one of the things I really hate, and maybe I'm just dumb, the brightness on this infotainment system is super low. We've been trying to figure out how to turn the brightness up, and we just can't find it anywhere. We press the buttons, it turns up the brightness on the gauge cluster, but not on the infotainment screen, which honestly is just a big downside to me. It shouldn't be this hard to figure out how to turn the brightness up. And another thing I think is just weird, it doesn't make sense to me, is there is a storage compartment right here. It's the same one as the one right here, for right above the center console, but it's on the passenger side, and it's too small for anything. I mean, you can put your phone in there, but it looks like it would just end up getting full of trash and stuff like that. So overall, I don't think that makes sense. A lot of weird things about this car, especially the center console. It slides back. You do have a portable, or you do have a charging pad right here with a power button on it, so you don't always have it on. But this doesn't lift up like a normal car. You have to lift up the charging pad to get into the center console, which is a really weird design. It looks like this entire thing should lift up, but it doesn't. It just takes up more space right here on the sides. Here in the back of the car, it is very comfortable. You do have plenty of leg space, plenty of head space as well. So you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about somebody being too tall to sit back here. And some of the great things about this car is the back seats do have their own buttons for the climate control, and these two seats are heated as well. Another feature is that both passenger doors do come with these window shades, which is great if you do have young kids or babies and you don't want the sun being in their eyes while they're trying to sleep, for example. But one thing I'd hate about this car is, since these are captain's chairs and you do have the walkway to the back seat, there are cup holders right in the middle, which I understand there needs to be cup holders back here, but it just seems like a tripping hazard, especially if you have small kids. I could just imagine them kicking over drinks, and I just imagine the back seat of this car being super sticky just because of that reason. It just seems out of place. They could have moved it further up. But overall, the back seat of this car feels great. It looks great. You do get these pockets as well here for more space for storage and stuff like that. And it does come with chargers back here as well as an AC 120 outlet. Alright, now actually driving this car, it drives just as you'd expect a Toyota to drive. The steering is really responsive. It doesn't give you that lag input that you kind of get with the Jeeps. And, I mean, it feels great. You have a great, view of everything. Your blind spots are pretty small in this car, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. But this car also does have that lane tracing assist, which will help you in case you do start, as you can hear right now, I'm kind of going over the lines. It does keep you in check, just in case, maybe you're not paying attention or you have you're slightly veering off the side of the road. It'll put you back and it'll just let you know that you're kind of going off to the side. But other than that, this car, it drives great. You step on the gas, it's got a second or two, between it fully hits throttle, but like I said, it's a full-size family SUV. That's not what you're really looking for in this car. You're looking for something that, that'll get you and your family from point A to point B in a comfortable, luxurious sort of style ride. Overall, the handling is great on this car. I could see myself driving a car like this every day. It feels comfortable, but just because it drives comfortable and it feels comfortable, I still don't think that justifies, the price they're asking for a car like this, when you can get something like I said, the Volkswagen Atlas. To me, it looks better, and, I just think Volkswagen feels more luxurious than a car like this, and the starting MSRP on a car like that is cheaper than something like this. Though, you do get the Toyota reliability with this car, which I do understand. They do have, that reliability aspect compared to other car brands, but still doesn't justify the price of this car. And that is all the details on this Toyota Highlander right here. And to be honest, I don't think it's worth the $41,000 price tag. Yes, you do get Toyota's reliability, but for $41,000, there's plenty of other cars in the same class that you can get for cheaper with more luxury to it, such as the Volkswagen Atlas and cars like that. But let us know what you guys think in the comments. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video.